Okay, so hello everyone. So our today's topic will be multiplying and then dividing radicals. Okay, multiplying and then dividing. So radical is all about radical. What we have to talking about is about the nth square root. Okay, so we are actually more kind of like focusing on the square root, Okay. In this section, there's no really important property or definition over here. Okay, so here we just talking about how we actually solving those, how we actually doing different kind of problem with multiplying and then dividing the radical. Okay, so there's no really important property. Okay, I will explain how you actually doing multiplying and then dividing in real problem. Okay, so some of the definition, some of the property which I want to record over here is okay. So there's basically some property I want to record it. Okay, so let's look at the first property over here. So if you kind of not familiar, go to my previous video. Go to my previous video. Okay, so I will explain each of the property well in my previous video. Okay, but over here we are actually going to do a recall. Okay, so our first property is the square root of AB is equal to the square root of A multiply the square root of B. Okay, so let me actually moving down a little bit. Okay, and then zoom in. So example for this property is we having a square root of 12. A square root of 12 can be written as a square root of 3 multiply a square root of 4. Okay, so this is just an example to show how this property is gonna work. Okay. And let's look at the second property. Okay, the second property, let me actually read it first. Okay, so the second property is the square root of A over B is equal to the square root of A over the square root of B. Okay, so let me give you one example. We have something like square root of 2 over 5 is equal to the square root of 2 over the square root of 5. Okay, so this is kind of both of them are equivalent. Okay, so as you can see it's equal, so both of them are equivalent, so you can write it in either way. Okay, in either way. Okay, so right, so that's basically all the property which I recorded over here. So now let's drop into the question part. Okay, so so we're gonna show how I'm gonna show you guys how we actually doing multiplication and division in the problem below. Okay, so let's so in this section we got totally 4 questions. Okay, I think we got totally 4 questions. So if you feel like some questions are easy for you, now if some question is easy for you, now is the time for you to actually skip the question. Okay, because otherwise I was talking all of those questions in detail. Okay, to make the people who don't know how to do those questions get a better understanding about what is the step to actually solving it. Okay, so let's move into question 1. Okay, so the question 1. So here the question is asking us to actually perform is saying performing the indicated multiplication. Excuse me. Okay, sorry. Excuse me. So we have to performing the indicated multiplication, and then we have to simplify each radical expression. We want to simplify it. Okay, so our main thing is to simplify, and then you are assuming all the variable is represent positive real number. Okay, positive real number. Okay, so so we want to simplify it. So our major goal is we want to simplify those radical expressions, as though we are assuming those variables are positive real numbers. So one thing I want to say is that, you know, in order to actually performing those properties, right? So we just talking about those properties before. In order to actually performing those properties, you gotta have to make sure, you know, you gotta have to make sure those are positive real number. Okay. So that's the key thing. So in order to apply those properties, you gotta make sure, you know, the variable is actually a positive real number. So here we are actually assuming those variables are positive numbers. So that means we can actually able to performing those properties all the time. Okay. So now let's look at the first question. Okay. So now let's look at the first question without hesitation. So yeah. So okay. So let me actually read the first question first. Okay. So the first question, what we have is we having a 2x square root of 5x multiply 3 square root of 11x. Okay. So one thing you may confuse a little bit. Okay. So over here x is actually a variable. Okay. I want to write it down. X is actually a variable, not multiplication. Okay. Some people may thinking that is a cross, but over here, okay, over here, x is gonna be a variable. Okay, it's not multiplication. All right. Okay, so let me actually zoom in a little bit. Okay, so for multiplication, for multiplication, as you can see over here, so those are the only two square root. Right, those are the only two square root. So those are the only two square root, and we're having two coefficient, right? So we having those two coefficient, and then we having those two square root, right? Those are the square root. Let me actually write it out. Okay, those are square root, and those are the coefficient. Okay. So an easy way, and we are actually doing multiplication over here, right? So yeah, let me actually write it down. Multiplication. Since this is the first question, I want to write it down as much as I can. Multiplication. Okay. So an easy way how you actually doing those doing the multiplication is you just multiply them. So we multiply the coefficient, which is we multiply this coefficient, which is 2x, and then we multiply another coefficient, which is 3. Okay, and after that you want to multiply those square root, right? Those square root. Okay, so yeah, so as you can see, we are actually able to using the property over here, right? So we having this property, like the square root of AB is equal to the square root of A multiplied by the square root of B. So we are actually able to using the so let's actually talk about this step by step. Okay, so now you can actually multiply the first term, right? So we can actually multiply the first term, 2x multiplied by 3, which is 6x, right? And for the second term, okay, let me actually write in a better form. Okay, so let me and then the second term what we have is the square root of 5x multiply the square root of 11x, right? So now we are actually able to using this property. Okay, so let me actually write it down. AB is equal to square root of A. Okay, so you are able to using this property directly, you know, to this one, to the thing over here. Okay, so so after we multiply, so you basically multiply 5x. Okay, so let me actually write it down step by step. Okay, so what you have to do over here is you write it down, you multiply 5x multiplied by 11x in the square root. Okay, in the square root. So that's how the property tells, right? That's basically how the property tells. Okay, so let me actually move it down a little bit. Okay, so after that we multiply the same inside the square root. So 5x multiply 11x is gonna be 55x squared, right? Okay, 5x, let me repeat again, 5x multiply 11x, 5 multiply 11 is 55, and the x multiply x is x squared, right? And after that, you can see, over here, we don't have, over here, let me actually, okay. Over here, first of all, 6x, we don't have to do anything of 6x because this is already in the simplest form, right? Okay, and you can see over here we having a x squared, right? So that basically, so we can actually, we having an x squared, so you can actually just write it down x, we having a square root over here, right? And then we having an x squared, so we can actually simplify this square root of x squared into x, okay? And then you just simply write it down 55, the square root of 55, because for 55 we have no way to actually write this into a square root, into something power to the, we cannot write in 55 into something to the power 2, right? Something to the power 2, so we are not able to simplify it. So you just write it down square root of 55, okay? And after that you can see we are able, after that you write it down 6 square root of 55, and then we multiply both x multiply x is x squared, right? Okay, so the only thing we're going to do over here is we already simplify this number 6, and then this number square root of 55 is already in the simplest form, so we don't have to do anything. So you just write it down, and then all you have to do is multiply x. We multiply x multiply x, which is x squared. Okay, so our final solution for the first problem is actually is 6 square root of 55x squared. Okay, so let me actually check again. Let me actually check again. It is the so now you take a final check. It is in the simplest form. Okay. So this the final solution is already in the simplest form. So this is our final solution for question 1. Okay. Okay, so let's move into the next question. Okay, so the next question, so let me actually read the question 2 first. Okay, so we have bracket square root of 2 plus 3, and then we have another, we have multiply over here. Okay, so we have multiply a bracket square root of 2 minus 7 bracket. Okay, so in case you don't know how to do it, one of the property which we are going to use it over here is this one. Okay, so let me so we have a plus b, and then we have another a minus b. Let me a minus c. Okay. Yeah, so what you're gonna do is okay, so let me actually write it down the property first. Okay. Yeah, so this is the property which we are going to use over here. Okay. So as you can see, I was basically multiply each of them. Okay, so you basically multiply each of them. Okay, so that's basically what you do it over here. Okay, so if you confuse a little bit, then so all we basically do over here is that we're using the first term, and then we multiply the other 2 terms in the other bracket. Okay, and then we're using the second term, multiply the other 2 variable in the other bracket. Okay, so that's basically what you have to that's basically what you have to do, okay, in order to solve this question. Okay, so let's do this. I will show a little more detail when we actually do it. Okay, so as you can see, our first variable over here is the square root of 2. So what you want to do is you want to multiply those two integers. Okay, you want to multiply this square root of 2 and then this negative 7. Okay, that's basically what we want to do. So let me actually write it down step by step. So you want to using the square root of 2 multiply square root of 2, which is over here, right? And then you plus, okay, you plus, and then you're using the square root of 2, and then you multiply the other variable, which is negative 7, right? Okay, and now we are done with the first variable. Okay, and now we are done with the first variable. So now we focus on the second variable in the first bracket, okay, which is 3. So you actually using 3 to multiply square root of 2, okay, and then you're using 3 multiply negative 7, okay, using 3 multiply negative 7. So that's basically what I tell you guys in the property. You just multiply the one by one, okay, you just multiply the one by one. Okay, so now we want to simplify this, right? So now we want to simplify this. So we having on the first term, what we have is the square root of 2 multiply the square root of 2, so which is actually equal to 2, right? So square root of 2 multiplied square root of 2 is equal to the square root of 2 to the power 2 to the power 2, right? So it's okay. So I think I need to let me show this one by step. Okay, and maybe some people just get confused, don't get it. Okay, so what you have over here is what you have over here is the square root of 2 to the power 2. Okay, and we have plus. Okay, so for the next term is we having square root of 2 multiply negative 7. So what we have is negative 7 square root of 2. Okay, and for the next term, all we have is 3 multiply square root of 2. So you just write it down 3 square root of 2. We don't have to do any simplify because it's already in the simplest form. Okay, and for the last term, what we have is 3 multiplied by negative 7. So it's actually negative 21. So it's just some simple calculation. Okay, it's equal to. So now over here we having, as you can see, we having a power 2. We having 2 to the power 2. So we can actually simplify this into 2. Right, so we can actually simplify this into 2 as okay, and we having a negative 7 square root of 2. So you just write it down. Okay, we have negative 7 square root of 2. Because this one is already in the simplest form, so we don't have to do anything. Okay, and you write it down 3 square root of 2. Okay, we don't have to do anything because it's already in the simplest form. Okay, and then we have negative 21, so you minus 21. Okay, and let's continue. Okay, so as you can see, we having 2 minus 21, right? So we are actually able to cancel. We are actually able to cancel, to actually doing some calculation over here, right? We are actually able to do some calculation over here, right? So let me actually putting those into the bracket. Okay, so we have 2 minus 21, right? So we can actually doing some calculation over here, right? And as you can see, the middle two term, what we have is negative 7 square root of 2 and then plus 3 square root of 2. So as you can see, both of them having a square root of 2. So we are able to do some calculation over here, right? Okay. So and then furthermore, over here in the bracket what we have is 2 minus 21, so it is negative 19, right? Let me check again. Yeah, negative 19. And on the other side, you can see over here what we have. We having the same square root of 2, right? So all we have to do is adding those coefficients, right? So we have negative 7 plus 3, right? Negative 7 plus 3, so it's negative 4 square root of 2, right? Let me check again. Negative 7 plus 3 is negative 4. Yeah, negative 4 square root of 2. So let me actually rewrite this a little bit. It's kind of like a little bit mess. Okay. So now, okay. So you're writing in a better form. Okay. So yeah. So now, now you take a final look. Now you're taking a final look about your solution over here. Okay. Yeah. So now you basically take a final look. If we take a final look about the solution over here, and you can see we are not able to actually simplify more, right? We are actually not able to simplify more, because all the variable over here is already the simplest form, right? So this will be our final solution. Okay, so let me actually read it. The final solution is actually equal to negative 19 minus 4 square root of 2. Okay, so that is our final solution. Okay, so now let's move into question 3. Okay, now let's move into question 3. In case you don't know how to do this problem, one of the property which we are going to use it over here is this one. Okay, a minus b squared is equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so we are actually going to using this property over here to solving this radical problem. Okay, so let me actually read the question first. The question is bracket square root of 5 minus 3 bracket to the power 2. Okay, to the power 2. Okay, as the properties say it. Okay, so as the properties say it. Okay, so the property say is so over here. Over here, let me actually write it down. Okay, so over here, okay, so this is A and then this is B. Okay, so it will be a little more clear, I think, if I write it down in this kind of way. Okay, so the property over here, the property, the first thing, okay, is A squared. Okay, cool. I think, okay, let me actually write it down. This I think is quite good to actually demonstrate to make things a little bit easy for you guys to actually understand it. Okay, let me take a look. Okay, I think it's good. Okay, let me actually zoom in a little bit because we don't need that property anymore. Okay, so as the property say it, we having a squared, right? We having a squared, and our a over here is square root of 5 squared, right? Okay, our a over here is square root of 5, so it's gonna be square root of 5 squared, right? And then we have minus 2 a, right? Minus 2a. A over here is square root of 5, so you write it down, and then we multiply by b, right? So we multiply by b. B over here is actually negative 3, right? So b over here is negative 3, so you multiply negative 3, and then you plus b squared. B over here is negative 3, so it's negative 3 squared. It's quite clear, right? Okay, so b over here is negative 3, so what we apply by the property, b squared, so it's negative 3 squared. Okay, so let's simplify a little bit more. So let's focus on the first term. Okay, the first term. So the first term what we have is the square root of 5 to the power 2, right? So it's just simply 5. Okay, so the square root of 5, right? The square root of 5 to the power 2 is just simply equal to 5. Okay, and the next one what we have is negative. Now the next term, what we have is negative 2 multiply square root of 5 multiplied negative 3. So let's doing this step by step. Okay, so we have negative 2 multiply negative 3 square root of 5. Okay, so let's doing this step by step. First, we multiply square root of 5 multiply negative 3, so which is negative 3 square root of 5. Okay, so this is kind of like I mean, I think everyone know how to do it, right? This is kind of like, you know, just combining them together. Okay, over here we just kind of like combine terms together, right? So that's how we doing the multiplication, right? So you just combine those terms together, right? Okay, and then we having plus negative 3 to the power 2. Negative 3 to the power 2 is actually equal to 9, right? Okay, so over here is just some, you know, some simple calculation, right? Negative 3 and then to the power 2 is actually equal to 9. Okay, and then the next step you write it down 5, because we don't have to do anything right now with 5, right? And then you can see we will continue our calculation over here. Okay, so as you can see, we having a negative and a negative, so negative and negative become positive, right? So over here we have a negative to multiply a negative 3 square root of 5, so negative and negative will become positive, right? Okay, and then we using 2 we multiply 3 to the square root of 5, so 2 multiplied by 3 is 6, so 6 square root of 5 plus 9. Okay, over here is just a simple calculation. Okay, over here, I mean, just no logic over here. You just continually combining those terms, continue combining those terms, and then try to make as simple as it is. That's basically all we have to do over here. Okay, and then you can see over here we have a 5, and then we have a 9, right? We have a 5 and then we have a 9, right? So 5 plus 9 is actually equal to 14. 14 plus 6 square root of 5, right? Okay, let me actually write a little bit better. Let me actually move it down a little bit. I will show everything later on. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, basically all what we do over here is just a simple calculation. Okay, there's nothing else. Okay, so now you take a final look about this solution. Are you able to simplify more? Okay, and the answer is no. Okay, so you just, you know, I mean, you are not able to do more calculation on this one, right? So our final solution, so over here you are not able to do any cause. Okay, you take a final look, and then you are not able to do any furthermore calculation, right? So this will be our final solution. Okay, so let me actually read the final solution. Okay, the final solution is equal to 14 plus 6 square root of 5. Okay, so right now let me show everything. Okay, yeah, so this so now we have solved the problem 3. Okay, so now we have solved problem 3. Okay, so now let's move into the last question. Excuse me, sorry. So as always, you know, you always want to read what we have to do, read clearly. Okay, we you know, always, you know, remember, like, you know, when you actually do the question, read the detail clearly. Okay, know what you have to do to actually get in all the marks. Okay, so over here the question says we want to performing the indicated division. Okay, indicated division, and we want to rationalize the denominator if necessary. We want to re-initialize the denominator if necessary. Okay, and then we want to simplify each radical expression. So we want to simplify it. Okay, and we are assuming all the variable represent the positive real number. So what that means is that you are actually able to apply those properties all the time. Okay, you are actually able to apply those properties all the time. Okay, or apply all the time. Or apply all the time. All the time. Okay, so because we are actually assuming all the variable is actually positive real number, so we are actually able to apply those two properties all the time. Okay, so now since this one is actually the last question, pause the video and then try to solving this problem by yourself. Okay, pause the video. Okay, so now let's go straight into let's do the question together. Okay, let's do the question together. So over here, as you can see, this so the first thing you should keep in mind is that we have to simplify this. Okay, so let me actually read the question first. Okay, question 4, what we have is 12 plus the square root of 108 over 6. Okay, that is our question. So first, when you first examine this problem, the first thing you have to notice is that we have to simplify this square root of 108. Okay, so let me actually write it down. The 108 is actually equal to 2 multiply so if you kind of not sure, then you can actually using a calculator over here. Okay, you can actually using a calculator over here. So 108 is actually equal to 2 multiplied by 54. Okay, and it's still not quite clear, right? Okay, so after that you can actually write 54 is equal to 2 multiplied by 27, right? So now everything becomes a little bit more clear, right? So you can actually write 2 multiplied by 2 as simply equal to 2 to the power 2, right? And then we know that 27 over here is actually 3 to the power 3, right? Okay, so over here 27 is actually 3 to the power 3, right? Okay, so we are able to write you write it down 2 to the power 2, and then we are actually able to write 3 to the power 3 as 3 to the power 2 multiply another 3, right? Okay, so you want so as I repeat many times, if you want to you want to simplify a square root, you want to make sure you actually having some you actually having something. Okay, let me reorganize the voice again. Okay, so if you want to actually simplify the square root of something, you want to make sure you're having something to the power of 2, right? So that something to the power 2, and over here, this is our best form, right? This is our best form. So now let's go back to the question. Okay, so we'll go back to the question. So you write it down 6 as the denominator. We don't have to doing anything we don't have to doing anything for now. Okay, and then you write it down 12, and then we have a plus, right? So over here, okay, so you write it down 12 because we are not able to doing anything right now. Okay, and and for the square root of 108, we write it down 2 to the power 2 multiply 3 to the power 2, and then you multiply by 3. Okay, so let me actually move it down a little bit. Okay, so now we are actually able to doing more simplification, right? There's nothing doing with 6 and 12 right now, so there's nothing to do with 6 and 12 right now, so you basically write it down. Okay, and we can actually writing this term, right? We can actually writing this term as 2 multiplied by 3 square root of 3. Okay, because over here you can see we having 2 to the power 2 and then 3 to the power 2. So we can simplify them. We can simplify them out of the square root. We can actually get rid of the square root of okay, so let me actually showing a little bit detail how you actually do it over here. Okay, so I think, okay, so let me actually show you guys why it's like that. Why you can do that. Okay, so over here the property say it, right? Okay, as the property say it, we are actually able to writing we are actually able to writing this into writing this into this, right? Okay, so we are actually using this property into this one right here, right? So you are actually able to writing this. We are able to turn this square root into 3 separate square root, right? Into 3 separate square root, right? Okay, so as you can see over here, over the first term over here, what we have is 2 to the power 2. So we can actually simplify this into 2, right? And then you can see over here on the second term, what we have is 3 to the power 2. So you can actually simplify this into 3, right? And then the last one, we cannot do anything. So you just basically write it down square root of 3. Okay, so that's the full detail of it. Okay, as you can now everyone should understand it. Okay, so let's continue the step over here. Okay, let's actually continue the step over here. So now we write it down 6 as the denominator, and then you write it down 12 because we are not able to do anything right now. Okay, and then for this part, 2 multiply 3 to the power 2 multiply 3 square root of 3 is just simply 6 square root of 3, right? Okay, 2 multiply 3 square root of 3 is just simply 6 square root of 3, right? Okay, so now we can actually doing some factoring. Okay, so now as you can see, for the numerator we are actually able to doing some factoring, right? We are actually able to doing some factoring. So you write it down 6 as the denominator. Okay, and then you can actually factor out a 6 over here, 6, and then the inside is 2 plus the square root of 3. Okay, so yeah, so if you kind of like confused, then make sure you're watching my previous video. Okay, so let me actually check it again. Let me actually check again. Yeah, so on this point, as you can see, we having a 6 and then we having a 6 over here. We having a 6 on the denominator and then we having a 6 on the numerator. So those two is gonna get cancelled, and then we will having our final solution. Okay, as you can see, those six get cancelled, and then all we have left is our final solution for this problem. Okay, so let me show everything. Okay, let me try to show everything. Okay, so our final solution for, let me actually say it. Okay, so our final solution so for now you always want to take a final look. You always want to take a final look about your solution. Okay, and then you can see our final solution are not are already in the simplest form, right? Are already in simplest form. So we are done. Okay, and the final solution for question 4 is actually 2 plus the square root of 3. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So okay. So we in basically in this topic we're basically talking about how we actually solving the problem. So solving how we actually solving multiplication and dividing for the radical, right? Okay, and yeah. So you want to make sure you want to make sure you keeping those property in your mind all the time. Okay, you want to make sure because those will be helping you a lot to actually solving different kind of problem. Okay, yeah. So make sure you guys does actually subscribe to my channel. Okay, make sure you guys does subscribe to my channel. Okay, yeah. So if you still having any question, please leave a comment below. Okay, make sure you actually leave a comment below if you still having some specific question. Okay, subscribe to my channel. Also turn the notification on. Okay, turn the notification on. I will keep uploading more videos. Okay, I will keep uploading more videos. All right. So okay, I will keep all right. Yeah. So okay. So yeah. I mean, hopefully those videos are helpful to you guys. Are some kind of helpful. Okay, are some kind of helpful. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So right now I'm just I will basically showing all the questions. Yeah, I will just basically showing all the questions. To make sure you guys maybe some people is still a little bit confused, and make sure you listen you maybe watching the video again. Okay, otherwise I just want to say thank you to actually watching my video. Okay, if you like the video, okay, so if you like the video, make sure you actually subscribe to my channel. Okay. Yeah, and turn on the notification on. That will be really appreciated. Okay, and hopefully the video is helping you guys, somehow helping you guys. Okay, yeah. So thanks you guys watching my video. All right, and see you guys on the next video. Bye bye.